Here are my three audience members. Have you ever had a random song stuck in your head and you have no idea why? You might be doing homework, walking around, cleaning, or even trying to fall asleep, and suddenly one part of a song keeps playing over and over. Sometimes it's a song you like, but other times it might be a song you hate. It could also be a TikTok sound, a commercial jingle, or something you've heard in the car. This annoying mental loop has a name. It's called an earworm. In this speech, I'll explain why some songs stay in your brain longer than others, what kinds of songs are become earworms, and what we can do to limit or stop them. I chose this topic because I've experienced earworms many times, especially when I'm trying to focus or sleep. When I researched this topic, I found information from Harvard Health Publishing and the American Psychological Association, along with studies about earworms and involuntary musical imagery. First, I'll explain what an earworm is and why it happens. Next, I'll talk about what makes a song catchy. And finally, I'll go over a few ways to get rid of earworms. To begin, an earworm is a short part of a song, such as a phrase, chorus, or melody that repeats in your mind without you thinking about it. So think of a song that has recently been stuck in your head. You don't need to say it out loud, but just picture it for a second. Usually, when a song is stuck in your head, it's not the entire song. Most of the time, it's just one small part repeating over and over, and that's what makes it so frustrating. Your brain is not playing the full song like Spotify. Instead, it's replaying one tiny section. According to researchers Bierman and Williams, earworms are familiar songs or melodies that repeat in our mind. And while these people might not see them as being serious, they can still be annoying. Earworms are also connected to melody. Music can be linked to emotions, thoughts, and certain moments in your life. According to Harvard Health Publishing, music connects with brain areas involved in memory, emotion, perception, and spontaneous thought. This explains why a song might suddenly come back when you're bored or relaxed and remind you of a certain experience. For example, hearing a few seconds of a song from a past vacation might bring back both the song and the memory. Now that we know what an earworm is, we can look at some of the songs that get stuck in our head more easily than others. These songs are usually songs that are repetitive and easy for our brain to remember. Think of songs like Baby Shark, Call Me Maybe, or Can't Stop the Feeling. Even if you're not a fan of these songs, people recognize the chorus or melody almost immediately. One major reason that these songs are catchy is repetition. Our brains are good at noticing patterns and repeated sounds because they're easier to remember. This is why these songs repeat the chorus several times. The repeated beat or lyric gives our brain an area to attach to. Later, when you think of the song, the repeated part is usually what comes back first. Music psychology researcher Miss Kelly and her team found that songs become earworms that have faster tempos and familial memories. The American Psychological Association also explains that earworm songs often have melodies with memorable or unusual parts. This is one reason TikTok sounds can get stuck in your head so quickly. You might only hear a few seconds, but if the sound is repetitive and memorable, your brain can hold on to it. Since our brains are good at remembering catchy music, the next question is how we can get rid of those songs out of our heads. There are several ways that we can deal with earworms, and ignoring them is not always the best option. By a raise of hands, how many people here have tried to force a song out of their head only for it to get even worse? One method is by listening to the full song. This may seem strange, but it can actually help because your brain will feel the stuck or unfinished part coming out. Another way would be, according to Killingly and Lacares, to explain that repeated music can affect working memory, which helps why songs keep playing in our minds even after the music stops. Another method is to distract your brain by doing something that takes up your attention and memory. This could be reading a book, solving a puzzle, or talking to someone. Just focus on a different task, and the goal is to give the brain something else to do instead of replaying the song. Some people try replacing the song with another song, but that can also backfire because it might get that next song stuck in your head. According to some other researchers, people experience involuntary music imagery differently, so some methods may be better for others compared to other less known methods. An earworm is a small part of the song that becomes stuck in your head, and songs usually become earworms when they're simple, catchy, and repetitive. To get rid of an earworm, listening to a whole song or keeping your brain occupied with other tasks is a good way to get rid of an earworm. But overall, earworms aren't harmful, they're just annoying, and you could always live with them. Thank you.